welcome to your Food Standards Induction with Pilgrims UK. During this course, we will explain to you the importance of food safety, product quality, and the critical part you will play in supplying our customers with legal, safe, and high-quality products, protecting the thousands of people who eat our products every day from illness or injury. This also ensures that Pilgrims UK maintains our reputation as a supplier of choice for our customers in the UK and globally. At the end of this course, we will have given you an overview of the following subjects and how you can ensure our products meet the highest standards: food law and customer standards, illness and injuries caused by unsafe food, contamination hazards associated with our products, how you can help ensure we produce safe food, and the particular importance of personal hygiene, food-safe factories and equipment, cleaning and disinfection, pest awareness, allergen awareness, and food integrity and security. Pilgrims UK have a legal duty to ensure that our food products are safe and are of the quality expected by our consumers, both in the UK and in countries to which we export our products. That means that all of our employees need to ensure that we comply with legal requirements relating to their work. Within the UK, food law is enforced by the UK Food Standards Agencies and by local authority environmental health and trading standards officers. These agencies can carry out food hygiene inspections, complaint investigations, and are responsible for licensing our sites to produce and sell foods in the UK and abroad. At our sites where live pigs are present, we also have full-time government veterinary officers who check that our food hygiene, animal welfare and finished product standards all meet UK and international legal standards. If during an inspection or investigation any of these agencies identify an unacceptable standard, they can enforce the law through any of the following legal actions: improvement notice, where the business is required to make the necessary improvements within a defined timescale; prohibition notice, this is when the company is required to immediately stop production; prosecution in court, this is when a company fails to comply with legal standards and enforcement officers believe it is in the public interest to take legal action to punish the company with fines and potential imprisonment of offenders; removal or suspension of our food business operator licence. This is when the agency withdraws our food production and export licence until the required legal standards are achieved, which can close all or part of the factory. These legal actions are very costly to any food business and could seriously damage our reputation with customers and with consumers, resulting in a loss of sales, loss of profits, and potentially loss of business. All of our retail and business customers have their own farming and food manufacturing standards relating to their products that we must achieve at all of our sites, in transportation and agricultural activities. Our customers or certification inspectors audit our sites frequently to check that we comply, and they usually arrive without telling us that they're coming, so that they can check that we are complying with their standards all day, every day. Whilst they do not have any legal powers, they can enforce their standards by removing business from us. All our employees have a personal responsibility to help ensure that our factories, processes, products and people comply with legal and customer requirements all day, every day. As you join Pilgrims UK, we trust and rely upon you to work and behave with care and with great respect for food standards and animal welfare. Many of us, our families and friends, will at some point in time have become ill as a result of eating unsafe food that has contained harmful quantities of food poisoning bacteria, viruses or chemicals. Also, as we see increasingly in the media, the serious health impacts caused by allergic reactions to food, such as nuts, sesame seeds, shellfish, wheat, and mustard, to name a few examples, are becoming more of a food safety risk to vulnerable consumers. The most common food poisoning symptoms include diarrhea, vomiting, headaches and dizziness, and muscle aches and tiredness. Unfortunately for some people, food poisoning symptoms and especially allergic reactions can very quickly become much more severe and include major organ failure such as the liver and kidneys, damage to the stomach and intestines, paralysis and breathing difficulties. These can all lead to long-term and life-changing physical and mental health effects. Very sadly, in some cases, the person may die. People with underdeveloped or weakened immune systems are very vulnerable to infection and illness. They include infants and young children, elderly people, people with existing illnesses, pregnant women, and their unborn children. Pieces of plastic, glass, metal, wood and bones are just some of the examples of what we call foreign bodies that can be found in food. They can cause injuries such as broken teeth, cuts to the mouth and the intestines, choking and suffocation. These can be very painful, distressing and costly to the injured person and may require hospital or dental treatments to treat or repair the injury.
Food contamination is the term we use to describe the presence of harmful microorganisms, foreign bodies, chemicals and allergens in foods that can cause these serious illnesses and injuries. If a food is contaminated, it means that there is something in the food that is not intended or expected to be there and therefore may be harmful, or that the food is not of the correct quality. Contamination can occur at many stages of the food production chain, and it's therefore extremely important that we identify and control risks of contamination in our factories, in our ingredients and packaging, and during storage and transport. So, let's look at the main types of contamination that could potentially occur in our products. Physical contamination is the presence of solid materials in the foods that can cause injury and upset to our customers. We often refer to these as foreign bodies, and examples include hard and soft plastic, glass and perspex, wood, metal, paper, hair, bone, vegetable matter such as leaves and stalks, pest droppings and feathers. Examples of sources of contamination at our factories include damaged walls, floors and ceilings, pipework and other parts of the factory buildings, food processing and cleaning equipment that becomes damaged or lost, containers and food packaging such as paper, cardboard and plastic, bone fragments in meat due to incorrect processing at our sites, pest debris such as droppings and feathers due to the presence of pests such as rodents, insects and birds, raw materials purchased from other food companies, and importantly, people. We are the sources of hair, coins, jewellery, fingernails, body decorations such as false nails, eyelashes and piercings. Therefore, all our employees and visitors to our sites are expected to follow our personal hygiene standards at all times whilst at work. We also need to stay alert for the other sources of contamination in the workplace,
and indeed any other potential food safety or quality risk to ensure that we protect our customers from harm and our business from any loss of business or profits. Chemical contamination can occur in our products from sources including incorrect storage and use of cleaning chemicals, engineering chemicals such as lubricants and solvents that are not food safe, residues of veterinary medicines used for treatment of animals, pesticides used in crops such as vegetables, herbs and spices, wheat and similar ingredients we use. Again, like physical contamination, all chemical contamination occurs due to the incorrect use of substances by people like us in the supply chain and is completely preventable by taking great care and following factory standards. Bacteria and viruses and the toxins that some of them produce that cause most types of food poisoning and many other illnesses are all around us, in and on our bodies and everywhere within the natural world. Molds can cause food poisoning, but this is extremely rare. Together with yeasts, they are mainly associated with food spoilage, causing off smells and tastes, and discoloration, sometimes with brightly coloured hairy stuff. Microbes are very small, invisible to the naked eye. You can't see them or smell them. Food which looks, tastes and smells perfectly fresh and normal can contain harmful quantities of microbes long before it goes off. They are commonly found in raw foods such as meat, poultry, eggs and fish, and on fruit and vegetables. Pests such as flies and pets carry them too, and can contaminate foods directly or via contaminated surfaces and people. Therefore, if food is contaminated and is not correctly processed through our factories and by our suppliers, there is a real danger that we could cause illness to the people eating our products. Microbiological contamination and the production of poisonous toxins is easily caused by poor personal hygiene, particularly after using the toilet and between handling of raw and cooked foods. Poor temperature control during food storage and processing, for example, cooking and cooling. Poor cleaning and disinfection that doesn't remove or reduce the microbes to a safe level. Contamination from poor factory conditions. Poor pest control, leading to contamination from flying insects, mice and rats, and birds. Bacteria grow in the right conditions quickly by dividing into 2 every 10 minutes, then 4, then 8, and so on, to become 1 million in under 2 hours. Now that's fast and easily enough to make somebody ill. And the toxin produced by one bacteria, Clostridium botulinum, is the most poisonous substance known to exist in the natural world, and a tiny and invisible quantity will easily kill a person within a few minutes. Over the past few years, we will have all heard about the increasing incidence of illnesses and deaths caused by people having an allergic reaction to foods. Nuts, sesame, fish and shellfish products are probably the most well-known causes, as they unfortunately are most likely to cause a very fast, life-changing illness, and often death, particularly in young people and children. When eaten or even touched by someone who is allergic to them, these foods create an often immediate reaction to the body's immune system, which normally works to protect the body, as it mistakenly recognises the allergen as a threat. Symptoms can include all or some of the following: shortness of breath, wheezing, swelling of the tongue, lips and throat, difficulty in swallowing and speaking, stomach pain, skin rash or general redness, collapse and unconsciousness, and death. All of the following allergen products by law must be labelled on the packaging of retail products and in our specifications with our food service and manufacturing customers. These are peanuts, other nuts such as almonds, hazelnuts, walnuts, pecan, Brazil, pistachios, cashews and macadamia, eggs, dairy products from cows and other animal milk, for example sheep and goat, crustaceans including prawns, crabs and lobster, mollusks such as squid, scallops, oysters and other shellfish, fish, sesame seeds, cereal containing gluten including wheat, rye, oats and barley, soya, celery, mustard, sulfur dioxide and sulfites at levels above 10 milligrams per kilogram or 10 milligrams per litre, and lupin. At our site, we carefully look at our products and processes to assess allergen contamination risks and adopt very specific controls to prevent any contamination of products where the allergens are not declared. Having explained the many different causes and impact of food illness and injury, the following section of the course will give you an overview of the important controls and standards required in our business to produce a safe, high-quality product and to protect our customers from harm. Our company handbook will provide further information about our food safety, quality and animal welfare standards, and we'll be pleased to provide you with further information and training in these and other areas in the near future. Everyone who works in our sites in production, technical, engineering and hygiene departments and in our various support functions has a critical role and a personal responsibility from the moment they join Pilgrims UK to ensure our foods meet the high standards of food safety and quality. So, let's look at a few important requirements that will help us to do that. Personal items, clothing and cosmetics. Due to the risk of food contamination caused by loss or damage to personal items and to protect business confidentiality, we cannot allow anyone to take any of their personal property into the food environment. This includes items such as mobile devices, including phones, cameras or other recording equipment, keys, money, including coins, notes and cards, jewellery or exposed piercings other than a single plain band ring, nail decorations, including nail polish, extensions or jewelling, false eyelashes, spectacles, glasses that have any decorative jewelling. All employees are expected to wear personal clothing that is clean, free from significant damage and are suitable for the food environment. The use of strongly scented cosmetics and excessive makeup are not allowed as these can also cause contamination. The food industry is very hands-on, doing hundreds of tasks, including handling food ingredients, packaging, finished products, working with food equipment, office tasks, and whilst eating. Some sites handle live pigs too. So if our hands are not clean, especially in the food production areas, we can very easily contaminate food with bacteria, chemicals, and allergens where these are present. We can also spread other illnesses too. Washing your hands is one of the most important actions you can take to protect foods from contamination. You should wash and disinfect your hands thoroughly and regularly whilst you're at work, and in particular before and after entering a food production or livestock area, when moving between low and high risk food areas, between handling raw and cooked foods and allergens, after cleaning tasks in the factory or in offices, or handling wastes, after using the toilet, after eating and drinking, and after smoking or vaping. There are lots of hand washing instruction signs in all of our factories to show you how to clean your hands properly but please ask for help if you're unsure. If you'll be working in the food environment, engineering facilities, amenity areas and where live animals are handled, you will be provided with a range of factory clothing and PPE that are required to protect the foods and livestock from contamination that may be carried on personal garments. They cannot be taken home. Contamination could include bacteria, human or pet hair, dust and allergens that normally would not be a problem outside of work, but we cannot risk the transfer of these to our food products or spreading disease in livestock. We will provide all of this to you at your particular site and job, and can include a clean factory jacket, coat and trousers, hair coverings, we call these mop caps, that cover your head, and beard snoots for facial hair, factory safety shoes or boots, disposable gloves, aprons and armlets. In some sites we use different types and colours of workwear and PPE to segregate different departments, and if you are working with different allergens, meat and vegetarian products. All of these items must be cleaned and disinfected or replaced daily, and please report if you lose or damage them. Other PPE that you may be asked to wear include body warmers, high-vis jackets or bibs, gloves, helmets or bump caps, face masks or visors. Again, these items need to be kept clean and in good condition and reported to management if they are lost or damaged. We will do personal hygiene checks randomly across all sites and departments to help ensure all colleagues and visitors comply with required standards, and we will happily provide you with further advice and training if needed. Our company handbook describes the actions you must take if you or a close personal contact, such as a member of your family, partner, children or other members in a shared household, suffer from food-related illness. We also have specific requirements of notifying us of travel abroad, and particularly to countries known to have high incidence of illnesses and less developed hygiene standards. Again, these are required to protect you and others from infection through personal contact in the workplace, and to help reduce the possibility of food contamination that could lead to illness when eaten. Our factories must be maintained in a good, clean condition, both inside and outside, to protect food standards. It's important that we provide a hygienic, food-safe environment at all times to prevent contamination. With this in mind, we expect all colleagues and visitors to follow a few basic but very important hygiene rules. Ensure that the work area is tidy and organised to ensure good safety and hygiene standards. Keep factory surfaces and equipment, particularly food contact surfaces, in a food-safe condition. Keep windows and doors closed to prevent pests and dusts entering the factory. Ensure ingredients and packaging and waste materials are stored in correct containers. Take care to avoid any damage to the building that could cause hygiene or pest risks. Report damage or lost items quickly to reduce the risk of product contamination. These are simple, common sense standards that can make the difference between safe and unsafe food. We take great care to keep all areas of our factories and equipment clean and disinfected. This protects our products and livestock from contamination and from disease, and also helps keep you and your colleagues safe. Dirty surfaces of food equipment containers, walls, floors and doors in our production areas will directly spread microbiological, physical and chemical contamination, including allergens between different products. Changing and toilet areas also need to be kept clean at all times to prevent the transfer of bacteria and viruses into foods and between people. Food debris,
water and other liquids spilled onto floors can also cause slips and falls, which are the most frequent injuries in the food industry.
Cleaning methods in our factories include clean as you go. Simple cleaning tasks that many of us can do in our work areas to ensure good hygiene throughout the day.
They include activities such as sweeping up, washing, wiping and disinfection of surfaces in production services and office areas.
Changeover cleaning, where production or hygiene colleagues clean down equipment and production areas between different products, usually to remove ingredients and allergens to avoid cross-contamination between them. Planned cleaning, where trained hygiene personnel use specialist cleaning processes and chemicals to thoroughly clean and disinfect production areas and equipment. These processes all work together to provide a hygienic environment. If you are asked to complete any of these tasks, please ensure you do them really well. If you cannot, please stop and just ask for help. And if anyone sees any unacceptable hygiene conditions in any area of our site, please either clean it yourself if it's safe to do so, or report it to someone who can. Food pests are creatures that, given the opportunity, can live on, in or near our factories, and if not controlled effectively, can easily cause food contamination. All of our sites have comprehensive pest management controls provided by specialist contractors. Common food pests include rats and mice, birds, moths, ants, flies and cockroaches. They can cause physical contamination with dead pests, droppings, hair and feathers, microbiological contamination of food, packaging and water supplies with droppings, urine and saliva, damage to buildings, equipment, drains, pipework and electrical wiring they like to live in or eat these. All of the controls that we have already mentioned about factory standards, good housekeeping and cleaning will help to prevent pests entering and living within our factories. So just a quick reminder again of the most important ones. Keep external doors and windows closed when not in use. Many of these have pest curtains that must be in position when opened to prevent pest access. Keep internal and external areas clean and tidy, and free from any build-up of waste that will attract pests and give them shelter to live and reproduce. Keep food and waste containers covered when not in use. Please do not move or interfere with any pest control equipment. If you do, or see that any are damaged, please tell your supervisor. Report any signs of pest infestation, such as droppings, feathers, smearing, damage such as bite marks, to your supervisor immediately. So, that brings us to the end of the section about protecting foods against contamination and the harm that failing to maintain these basic controls can do to our customers and to our business. Our customers may also make other statements about our products based on how and where they are produced, often called brand values. We must also protect food security and prevent fraud or other illegal behaviours. Food integrity or authenticity is the term given to ensuring that we provide our customers with products that comply with the claims and brand values.
We need to carefully control all food materials, packaging and processes in our factories, and avoid any mistakes that could lead to a claim or brand values not being met. We must also fully protect our products, our business and our customers from harm or loss caused by intentional acts, such as malicious contamination, economically motivated activities such as fraud or extortion, and harm to livestock. All of our products must comply to meet our legal label claims and customer requirements at all times, as any failure to comply could result in legal action, product recalls, harm to consumers, and loss of business.
Let's take a look at examples of our packaging to explain further. You can see from the label that a variety of claims are made on our products, including product name and description, the weight and content, for example, number of slices or pieces, recipe and quantities of key ingredients, known as QID, allergens contained in ingredients that may be present due to production processes, country of origin and animal welfare standards, nutritional content, organic and free range, free from or suitable for particular consumers, for example, gluten-free, vegetarian and vegan. Brand values claims may appear on the label, or if not, could appear on customer marketing information and websites. Examples include free from genetically modified ingredients, environmental claims, for example, sustainable palm oil, ethical trading and human rights. Depending on the nature of your role with us, your responsibilities for helping us to protect product integrity will vary. Our technical and production teams work together to identify the specific integrity controls required within our sites and processes, and you will receive training in all tasks and responsibilities that you have. Controls include buying ingredients and packaging only from suppliers and farmers who we know and trust. All ingredients, packaging and foods within our factories must be clearly labelled and segregated. We must follow all processing procedures and recipes using correct ingredients only. Our finished products must be in the correct packaging, correctly labelled and weighed. We must follow specific hygiene rules for controlling risks of allergen contamination, keeping the factory areas clean and tidy at all times, being vigilant for security breaches and anybody acting suspiciously. It's really important to remember that if you make a mistake or find a problem, report it to your manager immediately so that we can stop production, investigate and fix the problem and provide you with any further training and support you need. If there is a breach of security or attempt of fraud, we may need to involve the police and trading standards officers too. That brings us to the end of the food safety and quality part of your induction. Everyone within Pilgrims UK has a responsibility to work together to achieve and maintain the highest standards of food safety and quality at all times in all that we do. There's lots to learn and to remember from today, and many of you will have some very specific responsibilities relating to food standards and animal welfare across our sites. Further assistance and training will be given to you over the next few days and weeks, which we will hope you enjoy. And please, tell us if you need any advice or further support. We'll always be pleased to help you to do a great job and to enjoy working for Pilgrims UK. Remember, protecting our products and protecting our customers, it's in your hands. Thank you.